Dr. Jazz.
Thank you very much.
Oh man, thanks for taking the time. I have you on so many albums, man. So I was like,
Oh,
shit, I should send you an email. So,
wow.
yeah. But
Where
Ramon,
are you now? Where are you? You're in New York?
I'm in Slovenia, in Europe.
Ah, you are in Slovenia. Okay, I was
Yeah,
thinking so because when I see the time, I say I don't know 11 if he's in New York or no.
No, I'm quite an
Perfect.
early bird, you know. I always wake up at 7, so I
Me too. Same.
all
Same
practicing everything I have done by
Same here.
11. Like, I mean,
Same here.
later I'm gone. But man,
To have this. Perhaps I have a little trust. Can you see me?
yeah, it's super.
Because I don't know if it's possible to have, if I have a doubt about some word or something, to have this depth open, you know, with you. You can
Okay.
you can see me now? It's okay?
Yes, yeah, sure.
Super. I have the page. If I must translate something.
Okay. No,
I do my best.
Your English is good, man. So it's
super.
It's cool.
Thank you.
Yeah. But man, I'll just jump in. You know, I wanted to start this talk by Maya Homburger sent me the last record by the Blue Shroud Band, and
wow,
all this here, and I really love it. And you know, you have such a strong connection with Barry, and I wanted to start this talk with, when does your story with Barry Guy begin? I mean, when did you guys first start playing? And
okay. I think it's about 20 years, more or less 15, 20, more near 20.
Oh, okay, already.
The connection with the piano player, Agusti Fernandez.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes, because Agusti was playing with Barry, and we started the trio that with Agusti and Barry, this Aurora trio.
Yeah, I love that.
And I think it's a lot of time, yes, more or less 15 years. And after we followed to play together in other projects with this big Blue Shoot band. And we record a duet too, a duo. Yeah. So it was the beginning of the adventure. It's more or less 15, 20 years ago with Agusti.
Yeah. How was it like for you as a drummer to play with Barry? I mean, because, you know, he's a very intense player. Did you guys ever talk about concepts, what to play, or just drove in the music?
Not really. At the beginning from this record, for the Aurora, yes, there was some composition, there was some quiet stuff, kind of ballads, and we have a little talk to keep this tension of free improvisers, keeping the way, you know, some distance with take the time to develop things, and I think it was very interesting to play at the beginning for this composition, because after we know we can play all these things too, but not really, we don't discuss about how to play with the bass. It's like something we feel together, I think. But it's very easy because Barry can be very intense and making a lot of things, but it's always in relation with the music. It's never, you know, and always if you follow the music, all these parts, it's very natural to play with him. It's a chance. It's a chance to play like a bass player like Barry, man.
Oh man, yeah, sure. I can believe that.
It's wonderful, and he have all this baroque.
With Maya,
with Maya, all the things developed in this music, and some very big éventail.
Yeah. But what about when you're, I mean, when you play in the Blue Shroud Band, are there some directions he gives you as a drummer?
Yes, all the music it is a lot of writing music.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Because we are 40, and you have all the baroque parts, and there is 2 drummers with Lucas Nigli, and a lot of, and there is some open, of course, parts to play free, but mostly it's right. A lot of right music, yes.
So do you then talk with Lucas how to approach this, since it's
He writes two different parts already.
He writes that.
Yes,
Okay. I
yes,
didn't know
it's
that.
more. Yes, of course, when we play together, it's more free. But the parts are writing for the two drummers and all the musicians. Of course, it's a very dance piece.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know he writes for drums also. I knew for the other instruments, but
yes, he writes some things, not the free parts, but
yeah, of course. Yeah.
a lot of. You must to follow a lot of all the band, all the sections. Yes, it's my most difficult band because I was to select me some free stuff or jazz or something. And now I have this big book.
Yeah. Oh shit, man. Yeah.
It's okay.
It's a great band. I love it. It's beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
Nice what you do.
Thank
but Ramon, I wanted to ask you, like, what was the, you were born in Spain, and I guess mid 80s or mid 70s, I don't know, late 70s. When was that moment that you said, like, was there a particular moment when you decided, like, shit, I want to go into jazz or improvised music? Do you remember that?
Yes, I was a teenager. In Spain, it was difficult in this time, in the middle 70s or even in 90s. It's not like today. Perhaps today I want to make a decision on a musician. Perhaps I don't come to France. I stay in Spain because 2 days. But in this time, not a lot of things, concerts, And I think it was the instrument before the jazz. I love the instrument. When I was very young, I see a drum set in the school. I say, wow, what is this? I think all about this drums I tried to play when nobody was there. Was something. The first contact was with the instrument, this big drums with cymbals, and very quickly I started with of course, because it was the period of the jazz rock.
Yeah, like fusion, and return.
With the report was one of the most important for me. And I think it was in this way I started to play with the rock and roll bands in the school. After I discovered all this jazz rock stuff, after jazz, after more improvisation, was the way from. At the beginning was only the drum set. I don't have in the family or around me some musicians or. Yes, with all these groups was very important for me.
What about jazz? When did you really go into jazz then? Like, when was that?
From the jazz rock, I start to listen more. Of course, the jazz musician involved in these bands. Of course, Chick Corea with jazz, but when I listen with a report after I discovered Avenue with Cannonball. Very quickly go to the jazz and discover Elvin, Tony, or all these drummers, Max. Yes, it was the way. Still played there 10 years more or less in Spain before to leave. I think I was so 23, 24.
When you moved to Paris?
In this time, yes, I moved to Paris because in this time Paris was very interesting. A lot of American musicians was living there, and some schools, even improvisation with the IACP, Alain Silva was there, other musicians, a lot of festivals and concerts. I say, oh, I think in Europe now is the place to go. I'm very happy because I discover a lot of music and musicians. I don't know if today I would do the same choice. I'm not sure, but it was okay.
It was okay, come on. But who were the first players you connected with when you moved to Paris? I mean, did you start immediately playing concerts and like?
Not really. No, I was only making around, go to the clubs, but I don't know. It was not very easy for me because I was a Spanish guy and don't talk French, and to contact the guys to make some jam session was not easy for me. I don't have this. It's not very easy at the beginning to find a musician. Yes. But yes, it was the.
But who were the first players you started to play with? You remember? I mean.
Yes, the first players. I think one of the things I do when when I arrived was to go to the school. This IACP with Alain Silva was there. One of my teachers, the saxophone player called François Cotineau, was teaching there, and I started playing his combo.
Okay.
He started after he put me in his groups. One of the teacher of this IACP school, and I started like that, making this little concert after. Go mostly every night to go to the cast to play here and try to have the contact. But the very beginning was with this prof with this teacher in the IACP school.
Okay. And what about your dive into like this more improvised music? When did that begin for you?
Was very naturally with the time. Times I was playing with some. After that, I played with a kind of Afro jazz.
Really?
Because I was involved in this. Yes, in Spain, I play a lot of Latin music.
Really? I would not think that.
Yes, I play even now. I can play even
really?
now.
Oh shit!
I was a super fan of this Latin music, and in Spain I play a lot. And one of this band was the Afro jazz, Joelle. With guys comes from Martinique, and we play some. And I was very lucky because 1 year after I arrived, I played with this group, and we make the big competition, and we win.
Oh wow! Okay.
Yes, with this group. It was the Afro jazz.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yes. We win a record with the first record of this band. We play in the big festival in France. I will find the name in Lyon. This arena is a big place. So yes, 10,000 people in there. Yes, in some, and we win this with the record. The best player of this group invite me to make other groups and start to was like that. I think it was very important at the beginning.
I didn't know that. Wow. Okay. Wow. I didn't know that about you. Okay, that's interesting. Quite cool. Like I've read also on your website that you also became interested in Indian music. How did that begin?
Yes, this was a shock. It changed my life and my way to play drums for sure. Because
that's right.
In the not only because I put the tabla, not the ballano, not the grave, the bass, only the tabla, and I play with the left hand like the drum set, like more or less with the tabla composition. But at the beginning, I think it was the very big the year of India was in Paris. They make a big celebration in the Tour Eiffel, the Champs-Élysées, the year of India, a lot of concerts. And I see somebody play the tabla there, an old guy playing that tabla solo. And I was, I need to find some teacher the day after in Paris. On this time, there was Krishna Govinda was my teacher. He died a long time ago, 10 years ago, 15 more or less. But I was playing with him, working very seriously the tabla, and after I go to India.
Oh really? Oh wow. Okay.
Yes. I was there often to play with this. I have the chance to meet Subhankar Banerjee. I say was because he died in the COVID time. Yes, and Subhankar Banerjee was the most young tabla player, most famous, who was playing all around the world with Chaurasia, with all the superstars like Zakir, this kind of level, Wow. And I worked with him, but on the drums. When he put me in his band in India, but I was playing the drums. Of course, I can play the tabla with these guys.
Oh wow! Okay, that's cool.
No, never. With these guys, I say no.
They're crazy.
I don't know. But I know the rules, and I can play the tabla around with these guys playing tabla. And it was a very important moment because the last time I was to Calcutta, I stayed 1 month there.
Oh wow!
Making art tour with this band, with Subhankar Banerjee. And after I was always interested, I listen a lot to this music. I know we're listening Indian music. I try to find things around the drum set with the tabla. Yes, it was my new life after this concert of the year of India.
How did this, when you said you know, because I wanted to ask you that when I listen to your drum playing, it's different. You know, I mean, I recognize you when you start playing. It's like, oh shit, it's Ramon. You know, it's
how wow.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like, I mean, you recognize players, right? I mean, I listen to a lot of music.
Thank you, man.
But what was your development or like integrating the tabla playing of Indian on the drums? How did you incorporate that? Like,
I think it's all this influence about the percussion, because I was very interested in African music too.
Okay.
And I told you about Latin too, but the now Indian music, flamenco too. Playing some cajon, I play with some flamenco guys, and I listen to a lot of music, of Indian music and flamenco all the time. And all these things perhaps give me ideas to play the drums not in the more traditional way. Of course, I love some players in traditional way, but it was something for me, my way to develop the drums. You can play there is a lot of composition of tal, the rhythm cycles in Indian music, etc. You can play exactly on the drums. If you find the things, you play. This can be a way of this, but I prefer to have this information and play around these things on the drums with my drums technique from the jazz rock, jazz. But this is inside my mind when I play something. Perhaps I do in a rhythm sequence. I play some 7 times. I start to play something around, and I don't play exactly the composition, but I play, of course, the tal. 7 is always there, but after I complete with my drums technique, it's inside me now. I do something around.
Interesting. Quite cool. I love that, because you know it's a different sound then, obviously, and I like that. It's
thank you.
But you know, you said playing drums, and your first recording was the Leo Records one, the solo drums, right?
Yes.
How did you decide to do that, and you know, to become a band leader, but it's actually a solo record? Like, what's the story behind that one?
Because I see some, it's rare, the solos, and it's not
definitely,
but I listened some solos. I think was so deep relation with the instrument to play when I make a record. Or, of course, was from Mas Roach. I saw him a lot of times play solos. The first time I was in Spain, the first time 80, because I was in a military service when I was young, you know, in Spain. Not now anymore in Spain, but the 70s you used to do it.
You had to do it,
I do. And was in Madrid. I have the opportunity to have a lot of concerts in Madrid, because it was the only jazz festival in Madrid. Very few things happened. And one of these things was this Mas Roach and Boom collective with the drums. But they will have some problems with the instruments that never arrived. And in this night, I remember, was Mas Roach and Boom and Art Ensemble of Chicago. And it was in the 70s, in the Spain, this was kind of very rare. Max don't have the instruments for the band. Don Moy played the drum set to Max. He played a drum solo. The first part was not a boom, it was Max Roach solo, because all the percussion, don't arrive to the festival. I don't know, something problems in the road. And there was the first very, very, very strong connection with the drum solos to see Max Roach when I was teenager. And he was playing 1 hour music like and it was always in my head this, wow, one day I will play the drums. And I do in one day I record this I don't know, not 20 years ago, 25 years ago, with the was not so easy with the beginning of the DAT And I was in my room, and I proposed to some labels, and Leo answered me. It was the first, was like that, with the idea to do something with the drums.
Mm. Did you
Yes.
play solo concerts also? Like solo?
Yes.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
Okay. Wow.
Until now, and my last solo
You still
concert
do
was
it, okay.
last week in Austria. Yes.
How do you
I went
conceptualize like a solo concert? Because, you know, playing 1 hour, 10 minutes solo drums, do you like prepare a program, like where you go and
for the solo, for this
Yeah.
Leo solo,
I mean,
I
like,
prepare
also
these
now.
pieces.
Yeah.
Pieces.
But even
different,
now,
because
like when you play concerts, I
now,
mean,
no.
no.
No,
So you
it's
just
totally free,
improvise.
totally
Oh, wow.
improvised.
Wow.
Sometimes if I feel to stop, I stop, but can be in one piece of 50 minutes, 1 hour. It's totally, I make an effort to keep free this space. I don't think about, but of course, when
That's heavy.
yes, I was always very nervous before to start a solo.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yes, with the audience in front, with the drum set, very quickly I go into the sound, and the sound give me how it followed the history.
Yeah, beautiful, man. Wow. But I mean, otherwise, you know, I have a couple of records of you as a band leader, obviously, and like one of the first I heard was Flowers Trio with Joelle and Sophia. Like, how did you meet those? I mean, obviously they're both from Paris, I mean from France, but how did you decide for that trio? I mean,
this trio, Flowers Trio, was with Sophia, Domancich, Joelle, Leandre. They are so beautiful players.
Yeah, incredible.
And Sophia, I meet her in the National Jazz Orchestra because yes, was the piano player of the National Jazz Orchestra. Was in the national between 97 and 2000.
3 years. Okay, wow. Okay.
Yeah, it was 3 years. Each the conductor had the orchestra more or less 3 years, and after all changed all the musicians and yes.
That's
and it was
between
97 and 2000, and Sophia was there, and we have super connection. Was playing together and around the concert of the National Jazz Orchestra. So we do something, and one day I have this idea to play some improvised with songs. Yes, for the city, I try to put some different part with different colors to be more legible. You know. But I think around to Joelle, but we don't play a lot with this. We made a record. The record was released. We play 4 or 5 concerts.
Only 4.
Yeah, sometimes what a pity because it's a nice record.
It's a beautiful record. Yeah.
Yes.
Ooh.
Yes, it was. Yeah, this I want to the flowers.
Yeah.
2 flowers on the house.
How do you decide to do where to go in that? I mean, like I really love the Freedom Now sextet also, which is that's like an all-star group.
Wow!
How did you?
Sorry.
Yeah, how did you put that one together? I mean, like, and those players, like, what's the story?
Yes, I had the opportunity to do something in Valencia, and they helped me for a festival to make a band, and I was playing with Agusti. We're already with Barry. After I have the super contact when I was, because I try to go to New York each year to be there 2 or 3 weeks. Yes, I contact the musician to play, to have this connection with. Not this year with the COVID. Perhaps next year I will do again in 24. But I know this time Joe, Morris, Robertson, Ivo, Perelman too.
Yeah, incredible.
I think I forgot somebody. Barry, of course.
Yeah, sure.
Barry was the best player. It was the trio with Agusti and Barry. And I put Ivo, Herb, and Joe. They was very happy to come to Spain and spend some days in Valencia, have a good time with the record. It was a beautiful, beautiful experience. It's a little difficult to play with the band. With half of the band come from New York, you know.
It's impossible. These
days it's not so easy to. It's about money, you know. But But this is still there, the idea. Perhaps if I make some new next year in New York and new contact with these guys, I will do something. And when I come back the last time, I see Robertson again, and Joe with the band of with my goodness. I was thinking about her, about Angelica. I think with Angelica, you make some. Of course, we are ready to play a trio next month.
Really? With whom?
She comes. We play a trio with Barry in the Strasbourg Jazz Festival. Angelica,
Really?
Barry, and me.
Oh,
yes.
Wow, man.
First meeting with Barry, with Angelica.
This will be amazing, man.
Yes, yes. And I saw you the interview you do with her. She's so
She's
nice.
Amazing.
So nice.
Yeah.
Wow, it's something. I'm waiting. I'm anxious to play.
Oh man, will you guys
with
record
Angelica? Oh yeah, yes. And with her, I make something. The new school when I was last time in New York. He have a carte blanche, and she invited me to play with some of the projects. I was so happy to play with her. And we make super connection. I will start to talk. Perhaps we can do something. I say, why not with Barry? I say, yes. And now it's okay. We have this concert in November in Strasbourg, one of the most beautiful festivals in France.
Just Door, no? That one, yeah.
Just Door, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh man, that's amazing. Will you guys record?
And we will record for sure.
Fantastic.
I will try to record this. Yes. Yes.
Will you play composed music or completely free? I mean,
we have one day rehearsal the day before because she come from New York before.
Yeah.
I think we can make some mix between some easy songs and more improvising.
Beautiful.
Both. Yes.
Oh, that's amazing. Good. Yeah. I would love to hear you more, like with also New York players, because you have such a different background and your sound, and with those players, it's such a nice mix, it's beautiful. So nice that you get to play with them as well. It's beautiful. Yeah.
And I come back I was in this week in Barcelona to make a meeting with Arwan Ortiz.
Really?
Arwan.
I love Arwan.
Arwan, it was wonderful, man. Because we know each other, but now it's in Barcelona. It's between Barcelona and New York.
Really? Oh, that's good.
Yes,
good information.
I learned these days. And they say, "Whoa, is the opportunity to do something?" I was playing and make a little session together.
Oh man, we have to do something with him then. Ooh.
Yes, he was talking about if I do something, I will tell to you.
Oh man,
the meeting was wonderful. It's different. The musician bring the different backgrounds. I don't know, cultures. Something happens, especially in New York, different for things happen here in France. And I'm in resonance with the project of the musician I meet. Of course, it's very different. It's very different, but I feel how I play different.
Oh, of course.
I feel myself. It's natural. I make only with the music. I say, oh wow, this guy's given to me to another part.
Another information, yeah.
Another information, another energy. I'm very sensible to this.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
The relation with the person too.
Yeah, that's important. Yeah, I mean, in music, maybe the most,
Yes, it is.
Yes. But you mentioned you might play some songs with Angelica and Barry, and you also write and compose, right? Like
not too much.
Not too much. But when do you do? How
this
do you
is my complex.
No, come on. But how?
No, because I can do very little things, but I never go deep in this in the composition. No.
You don't want to explore that area?
It's very long to have the little things, little songs. I take a lot of time. I don't have the practice.
Okay.
And I don't know exactly how. But for that, perhaps I go more to the improvisation.
Yeah.
I compose on the real time with my own.
You're so good at this, so yeah. Yeah, but Ramon, speaking of American musicians, I wanted to ask you. There's like this beautiful record you did with Mark Feldman, and I love that. Like, how did you guys meet with Mark? When did that happen?
Wow, Mark, what a song, man! Yeah, yes. We was in New York to play 3 records with Evo. We 3 or
okay.
4 days, and it was a free day between. It was the contract. Evo, we play a record with Joe, another with I forget the name now. I make some electronics. So 2 interesting, very interesting records, if I remember right.
Oh.
But the day off, I contact Mark, and he comes to the studio. My drum set was ready with the microphones, and he comes and was in the most of the, because the record is very beautiful.
Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah,
and we do in very quickly in 1 hour or something, 1 hour and a half was the real time of the music, more or less. We stopped, we play, and after I was so happy with the music. We did the record, but at the beginning was for 3 sessions with Evo. Because he's recording like a crazy.
Yeah, I know. He's
every day.
Yeah, I think so. Like he has like 60 records every year out. It's incredible. Yeah. No, it's amazing. He's so creative and active. Yeah, yeah. Otherwise, I've read on your website you had a connection with Rashied Ali also.
Yes.
How was that?
With Rashied, it was the honor to play 1 week together in a band with 2 drums.
Really? When was that?
In Mexico, in Monterrey.
Wow. Okay.
Omar Tames and his brother. Omar Tames, a guitar player from Mexico. He was making a festival from 10 years or more in Monterrey. Now they don't exist anymore. I think from 4 or 5 years they don't exist anymore. It was a very original festival because he invited 7, 8 musicians, and we play every day.
Oh, wow.
But different music.
That's
we
fantastic.
make the rehearsal in the morning, and we play some Mexican music. The second day was more free. The other day was more jazz or homage, a monk or something. And every day was the same band.
Wow.
With some combinations, of course, not playing every time the 8, but and the music was always different. It was for me was a super experience, and he invited me a lot of years. I go there every year mostly, or every 2 years.
Really? Oh,
and
wow.
one of these years he invited Rashied Ali.
Oh.
And we meet in Monterrey.
So it was 2 drums.
Yes, with 2 drums, and
wow.
sometimes he played alone with the band. Me, after we played together and we was involved in this week with Rashied. And after when I come back to New York, he comes to my concerts.
Really? Oh man, that's amazing.
And I was to his place to see the sous-sol with all the drums on his live. Wow, man, Rashied. Wow.
Wow. That's incredible, man. Beautiful.
And it was very, these guys, when you have, they open you can go into the music. He don't have some. We was playing together like we was friends, or Rashied, because always very quickly the human contact.
Yeah.
And after we do how we do. Of course, it's Rashied, and I play with him. But it was a good machine to play. Yes, it was a good drums machine. Yes,
I can't believe that, man. It's like...
yes.
Oh, wow.
What an honor. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, he's one of the greats, that's why I asked you. I mean, it's like, to play with Rashied. But Ramona, otherwise, I saw you're really involved in painting and visual art.
Yes.
And it's amazing what you do. I didn't know that. I checked the painting. I was like, shit, they're amazing. I would love to have them. No, but, like, when did you start painting? Where does this love for painting come from?
Yes, this is now from mostly 20 years I make both. The music and the paintings too, the art too.
But did you study it or?
Yeah, my father and my grandfather was photograph.
Ah, okay.
And I was young. I was always in the studio, and they was making photos with the magic stuff from the laboratoire. and I was only I was very, I don't know what's inside me, but the drums was taking all the part of my life. I played for 45 years, was drums.
Sure.
Petit à petit, I start to think about the art. I start to make photos, and I make always a lot of photos for a long time ago. And one day I start to make some transformation on the photos. It's one of the series I do is transform the photos. I paint over the photos or put the photo out. I make some experience with photos.
That's quite cool.
Yes, I will send to you a book with the last things I do.
Oh man, that's amazing.
Yes.
Wow.
And yes, I don't know if you have after in the interview a link, but I have a link to which you can
please,
see.
yeah. Oh,
I can send to you if somebody wants to see.
Yeah, please.
But I start to make these photos, and after the paintings, I start to paint all the time. I'm thinking about see books, go to the museums, and yes. And now I don't live anymore. I'm not in Paris now. I'm in Normandy from 10 years.
Oh
yes,
man,
I was living in Paris 30 years.
I love Normandy, man.
And now I'm in Normandy.
Oh,
I live there, and I have a big atelier, and now I paint it every day.
Oh, beautiful.
And I don't have concerts or something to do with the music. I'm on the atelier painting. In most 15 years, I do serious every day. The paintings, I make exhibitions.
Oh, you do? Wow, okay.
Yes, and now I come from Austria. I make a big exhibition there. I will send the link.
Really?
For 2 months. Yes.
Oh, wow.
And I work with the gallery too, and I try to do my best with this art. Now I can. It's my life. It's inside, and I think perhaps it's something with a connection with the music too.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
With the drums, with the rhythm, with the colors, with the space. Something is inside the music too now.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's amazing. Wow, I didn't know that. I mean, I just saw you paint it. I was like, I have to ask you this because they're amazing, so it's really nice work, nice stuff that you do. So beautiful. But cool. Ramon, otherwise, what's on the schedule still for you for this year? I mean, you have this concert with Angelica Sanchez and Barry. But what are still the plans for you for the next couple of months?
But this is not something, but it's not too much. I have some options with the band with Barry, and I work here with the. Sometimes we make some concert with Joachim Kuhn too. He's retired now. We make the last concert last year in Son d'Hiver Festival.
Oh, okay.
But now I think for his 80 years old, he prepared something. Perhaps we do something one more.
Really? Yeah, that's a nice trio. Yeah, with Joachim.
Yes, it was a good experience with Joachim and Majid.
Yeah.
The cats with the Gambri. This kind of trio.
How did Joachim find you? When did you meet?
Joachim was one of the first flash I had in Paris. Because when I arrived in Paris in the 80s, he was living here, and I have a super wonderful band with Daniel Humer and Jean-François Jenny Clark. It was a trio.
Yeah.
Wow, a trio. And I see these guys to play. When I arrived from Spain, I was young. I say, wow, if everybody play like that.
And yeah.
But it was okay. And with the time, I know him, I meet him. But he have the opportunity to do something with Majid in Morocco. And I was playing already with Majid in another band. I invite him. I have one of the records I did is the duet to Russian Roland Kirk. I make a homage to Russian with 8 duets, and one of the duets was with Majid.
Okay, there's
we start to play together to talk about the music. We have a super connection with the Majid. He invited me, say Majid, hey, I will do something with Joachim. Perhaps we can do something in trio. And I go to Morocco, and we was playing 15 years together.
Yeah,
make 5 records, a movie. Yes, it was.
It's a beautiful trio. Yeah, it's a beautiful. Yes. It's funny because it's a completely different trio than with Agusti, you know, and Barry.
Yes,
Complete, and I love that. It's nice to hear that.
Thank you very much.
Different,
totally different music.
yeah.
There's a lot of composition from Joachim, but mostly with this gambri, you know, with this Gnawa rhythms, and the color is totally, and to play the drums with this, because this is kind of trance. He's always
of course,
and after it's a trance. But I must do something to make illusion some development, you know.
Yeah, definitely.
It's not the same thing like you play with some free bass player. This is you can move, man.
Not too much, yeah. It's
not too much, but at the same time you must do, because I think sometimes I feel I have half with Majid keeping this rhythm the time, and after
the rest
with Joachim totally free.
Yeah. That's heavy, man.
Yeah, good experience, very good.
Beautiful.
We are friends already.
Yeah, sure. Oh, fantastic. Good. Well, I hope next time, if you're near Austria or something, drop me a line. Let's get together. Or
oh yes, please, because I know. Yeah, I'm good for you too. How about you? Your projects? What are you doing? Yes, you are playing.
I play a lot. I mean, we have a small daughter now, an 8-month-old daughter, so that's taking.
Oh, congratulations!
Yeah,
you know, I'm grandfather.
so you know, I'm at this stage.
I'm grandfather. Now. Oh yes, congratulations.
Less gigs, but
yes,
still playing. I mean,
big, full dedication now.
Yeah,
but good luck for your concert too.
Yeah.